Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? We are back on Pokemon Showdown for a draft recap for another league I'm joining, the IBA. It's called IBA Season 3. Don't know what it stands for and I don't even care. But it should be a fun one. I basically joined it because I figured NPL and UBA aren't enough. Content for those leagues will come in January. Same with the IBA. I figured I wanted a third league where I can draft a little heat and stun on people or try to stun on people. And I drafted a fun squad that I really like having. I drafted some old favorites of mine and some mons I've been dying to use or always wanted to use. So definitely should be fun. The squad looks pretty interesting on paper to say the least, but should be pretty hyped to use. I'm positive it will put in quite some work. So let's get right into it. I don't want it to be too long of a video, but I will probably be like a 30-minute video or so because my draft recaps always are kinda long. So I try to keep it short, but I can't promise anything. So first pick, I got the 15th pick out of 16 guys. Obviously, I'm never lucky basically with my draft spot. So first pick is late in round 1 at 15 overall. Was Jirachi. I really hoped that I could draft earlier to get some Coco or Lando or something, but nothing fell to me, nothing that I really like, and I've never used Jirachi, so I decided to grab it. I can always scarf this thing and flinch stuff down. Pretty versatile monops. This nice rocker, wish passer, dangerous calm mind user, sub calm mind. Jirachi is pretty sick. Great typing in steel psychic. Steel's obviously great. The sick fairy check, sick dragon answer obviously, and yeah, nice support mon, but also has a lot of offensive capabilities. Just like all the pixies, I've used Celebi fairly well in the past. I used Mew well. I'm pretty happy when I have these base 100 all around mons that can't fill any role on a team, and Rachi can definitely do that. Has great coverage. Obviously, has the nice Serene Grace where that's basically guaranteed flinch every time you use Iron Head. And yeah, just overall very nice coverage. Can put in quite some work as Rocks, as I said, Toxic T-Wave. Nice substitute obviously there. U-turn for initiative, a lot of stuff that I really like. Trick obviously too. And yeah, very solid mon overall. Definitely a very safe pick early in the draft, but I figured I better draft it myself than having someone else have it. So it should fit my style and my team fairly well. I'm definitely hyped to use it. Rachi is a cool mon, and I always hate facing it because you can just flinch stuff down and shit like that. So I much rather have it on my squad than have anyone else use it. So next pick, obviously with the second pick in round 2, then I drafted Young Chomp here. Very sick mon. I've been dying to use this thing for quite a while. It's such a sick offensive option, but also has the ability to function as a defensive wall, obviously with a nice defense and big HP stat. It's one of my 3 Z move users. In the IBA you get 3 Z users for your team, but all of them can only run offensive Z moves. So no support stuff like Z Memento or so. But Chompa is definitely one of the best Z users in the game. Z Outrage at +2 with the Swords is up, or Groundium Z attack, or just even an Inferno Overdrive coming from a Fire Fang or a Z Aqua Tail, obviously for the Hydro Vortex, can put in quite some work versus some stuff that can usually wall guard from for example hit Powder or whatever. And those Z moves can just blow stuff away. The stats are obviously super sick on Garchomp. 102 base speed is sick for offensive mon like this. Just beating out all these base 100s is super cool. And with a Scarf, it's pretty much a safety blanket for the stuff DD Mans or other base 90, base 100 Dragon Dance Sweepers, for example. And Chomp is just a very safe option to always make sure that you don't get swept by stuff. Obviously, as a sick move, it's another rocker that I get on my team. It basically only needs Dragon Claw or Outrage and Earthquake most of the time. It has some nice options in Fire Fang, Fire Blast even for stuff like Ferrothorn, Brick Break, Aqua Tail. I don't even know does it Superpower. No, it does not, but it should get it. Get Surf too if I want to run Special Chomp. Draco Meteor is an option. Can run some nice endure sets with like rough skin Rocky helmet. Can be pretty cool to like chip stuff down with all the extra damage that it takes. Like for example on a U-turn or so, or like just enduring up to make sure that another mon takes some more chip that you need, even if you otherwise would go down to the hit. So definitely a cool mon, has nice offense and defense capabilities. And I really want to draft a team that's versatile on both offenses and defenses. So Guardshop definitely a mon that fits fits this style fairly well. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Champa. Like it's obviously a sick mon, super bulky, and like one of the great wall breakers, great late game cleaners in the format in my opinion. Like as deep, for example, with sub-Select barrier, so it's like so dangerous, especially with the Z move. You don't have to run Select for a speed race, but like Champa definitely can put in quite some work. I think I will use it fairly well, and I will bring it to a lot of games. I hate the design. I absolutely hated Champ when I first saw it back in Gen 4. Everybody was hyped to have like such a great dragon. Obviously it's a sick mon. I think it was Ubers in Gen 4 and 5 or so, but the design is absolutely terrible, but what can you do? Next up, I drafted another old favorite of mine, or I drafted an old favorite of mine, and not a mon that I've used, haven't used yet, but a mon that I wanted to ship with. Shout out to the ABA Season 3, that was fun. And this is Volcarona, another one of my Z-move users obviously, and another sick late game cleaner with Quiver Dance. So it's so dangerous, and obviously it needs a lot of support because you have to like prevent rocks and shit, but this mon is like, if you run it, if you know how to use it and prevent rocks on your side, this mon just goes in versus so much stuff. It's like so hard to switch into, even if you just like run an offensive set without even setting up. Like Bugfire is a very solid coverage, pretty much only walled by fire types, and even those it can blow away with like, for example, a Z Hurricane or a Z Psychic or so, whatever rocks your boat obviously. Also gets U-turn for some nice initiative if I want to run that. It gets like decent coverage, or decent enough coverage to shit on stuff. Like can even run Z Wild Charge if I face a Mantine or stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. I can run Will-O-Wisp if I want to go with the bulky Volk. Obviously, has the Flame Body, so people can't really U-turn out on me because they would get burned. Like people should be very careful clicking U-turn with my squad because I already have Flame Body and nice rough skin on my team. So preventing initiative with that, or punishing initiative moves, could be fairly nice. Definitely. Yeah, Volcarona is a mon that like obviously has trash defense, but it can, if you invest correctly, it can be fairly bulky. Avoid some 2 chaos from uninvested earthquakes or stuff like that. From like mons that usually check it fairly well, like another mention of like the Powder or so. Even Nido Queen that like they are forced to run rock coverage if I rock coverage if I like run a bulky board to try and set up on them. Like Quiver Dance Roost two attacks with a Z move. That's pretty sick overall. Definitely should be fun to use. And no worries, I will like draft solid support for it so that I can prevent rocks for sure. Next up in round 4, I was really inclined to draft Togekiss, but I got Togekiss in another league, so and I have used it last season in the NPL, I think. So I figured I'd draft a mon that I also have in another league, but a mon that gives me some more bulk and like a really solid overall wall, and the mon that can like support stuff by setting up toxic spikes. Like Champa and Rachi and Volk appreciate toxic spikes coming up, so I drafted young Toxapex here, big body packs. Such a sick one, like 152 defense, 142 speed depth. It's like never 2 KO'd by non-super effective hits, which is pretty hype. Can haze stuff, obviously it's like a little bit passive, but you can run haze, you can run like coverage or knockoff to cripple stuff or to prevent stuff from setting up. Like if there's like a dragon that wants to set up on your face, you can just run Ice Beam, for example. So it's like, can be taunted obviously, which kind of shuts it down, but if in the right matchups can just safely come in, spam toxic spikes, spam recover, stall out a little bit, and give me a nice pivot back into another mon. Regen obviously is super nice for defensive wall like this. Like Toxapex definitely will come to a lot of games as like a T-Spike setter, so like I definitely enjoy running T-Spikes on the monster. Like can come in so handy for mons like Volk, Raj, and Champa that like force so many switches by themselves, so everything will get toxic and shit like that, so this should be fun. Coverage is decent, like it's very cool. It got knockoff this generation. Can like really cripple stuff on the switcher that like wants to mindlessly come in and lose their item. Definitely hype for that. Can scalp burn stuff, which is always fun. Has some nice niche moves in like pin not pin as well with an infestation to like that icy wind if I wanna drop the speed a little of some mons can like stockpile up if I want to. So definitely a cool mon. Should be fun. Like I could even run some merciless offensive sets, but I probably will not do that. Definitely a mon that I will enjoy using a lot. So this packs here. Packs will form a nice defensive core with Chomper and some stuff that I grab later. Next up, I wanted a fairy type, a grass type, a defog user, whatever, like to rock my boat, and I found all in one, so I decided to grab the Whimsicott, a mon that I used back in the day in ITL. I think season 4 it was, maybe season 3. No, I think it was 4. Super fun mon, very versatile, pretty weak, but like with specs alive and great offensive typing can make up for it. Great abilities in Pranks and Infiltrator, obviously. 6 speed that I really wanted on my squad. I want something above 110, 115, and like Whimsicott does that. Really sick support move, but obviously gets defog this generation, like Pranks that defog super nice. Gets Encore, obviously Cotton Guard, Leech Seed, Substitute, like knock off info in some more spots. Gets the Memento if I want to set up a sweep. Gets Tailwind, gets Light Scream, gets like nice coverage in Psychic, Moonblast, Giga Drain, obviously Shadow Ball even. Gets Taunt, obviously fast Taunt, fast Switcheroos, Prankster even, like super nice, Stun Spore if I wanna shut down something. It's another U-turn user, for a lot of initiative, and the mod can really support the team fairly well. Pretty much like it's another safety blanket versus some mons that wanna set up on Toxapex. If I can't afford to run Haze, I can just like Encore them into their move or just Stun Spore them to like get rid of their speed and shit like that. So Whimsicott should come in handy in that regard. Pretty fun mon, pretty hyped to use it. I haven't seen it too often in the past in the format. Doesn't get drafted as often as it like was drafted earlier in like Gen 6 or so, but still is a mon that can put in quite some work. Haven't seen anyone use it super well in the past, like in the past month, besides maybe Matty Brawlick, my boy. He had it in the NPL I think, but his team was trash there, so he couldn't do too much with Whimsicott. But definitely a fun mon that can like can be pretty dangerous offensively and defensively. Like just as annoying like Leech Seed spam is so cool. Where you can just like sub up Leech Seed stuff on the switch and get back your health and like Encore them into attacks, use it as a pivot, shit like that. Can be really annoying to opposing teams, and this is what I want in a mon. Next up, my third Z move user. I really contemplated running Z with Whimsicott, but I decided to go with this mon here, my boy Cobalion that I drafted in the IDM. Like he was part of my championship team there. Pretty solid mon, especially like with the Z Crystal. SD Rock Polish becomes a way more dangerous set. Great support mon as well with Stealth Rocks, Taunt, Screens, obviously like it gets Reflect, Thunder Wave, Toxic, Volt Switch for some more initiative. Like everything on my team gets kinda gives U-turn of Volt Switch, or his Regenerator, or his name Chomp, so looking clean right now. And like a mon that will really appreciate like Leech Seed support from Whimsicott to stay healthy, Wish support from Rachi, can take the pressure off of Chomp or setting up rocks, so Chomp can be run offensively more often than not. It's Magnet Rise obviously to like stunt on some ground types if I want to. Great dual typing, offensively and defensively in fighting and steel. Very fun because like steel just negates all the weaknesses fighting has, so doesn't like lose anything by having this typing. So this is nice. Super solid bulk, especially in the physical defense side. But 91, 72 special bulk is like it's fairly nice too. The attack and special attack stats are kind of shit, but with SD or Calm Mind, even you can like pressure some stuff that like things that can wall you easily, and yeah, you can just blow it back with the with a Z move too. I will often run it probably as a fast support mode with like a lot of HP and a lot of bulk instead of like running it offensively, because I think in most weeks Chomper or Volcarona will appreciate having the Z move more. But if I find the matchup for Z Cobalion, it will definitely be nice to have. So yeah, this mon very solid overall indeed. And next up I drafted a mon that I've been dying to use, a mon that people say is absolute garbage in the form, but I will prove them wrong, and I drafted the Big Buddy Bliss, the Blissey, the big mama, the embodiment of being annoying and sitting in front of you. Obviously not as bulky as Chansey, even though like they were in the same tier, I think. I decided to draft Blissey because Blissey is less passive than Chansey. Has enough special attack to not be set up for that because it can like run coverage like Ice Beam, Fire Blaster, so to not be like to not be set up on by, for example, Dragon types and stuff. Has 6 support moves obviously in Stealth Rock, Wish, Thunder Wave, Softball obviously to heal itself, gets Reflect too if I want to get Light Screen. Yeah, gets like sick coverage, Grass Knot, Heal Bell obviously, Healing Wish, another Healing Wish user is pretty nice. Yeah, Heal Bell, as I said, nice Cleric for my squad, and like these fat wishes into stuff like Volk or Rachi will come in super handy. I'm already excited to use them. Like everything will basically get up to full if I like pass a wish with Blissey. Like look at this HP stat, it's uninvested 651, it's already 326 HP wishes that can pass. So this is nice. Really hard to use this mod. I think it's pretty underrated in the form because it's like it's just so fat. It's like unless you like mindlessly switch it in on like a close combat or so, it's pretty hard to take down. Like I know like people would struggle using Blissey because they just don't know how to use passive stuff. They like play mindlessly with it and then like get set up on and say, yeah, Blissey shit is so passive, yada yada yada. But if you know how to play, and I do that, I know how to play, you can use Blissey fairly well and use it to your advantage to form the sick core with Toxapex, like covering weaknesses fairly well, like T-Bolts who Blissey choose. Obviously I need another Earthquake switch in, but because I don't have a resist yet, but besides that my team's looking pretty solid overall, especially on the defensive side, like Blissey and Toxapex is sick core itself, and then you have like Rachi and Chomper. They can be run defense, and I will get 4 fat mons in the last rounds as well, so pretty hard that I have Blissey. You can always invest some speed to not be like outsped by stuff like Conkeldurr or so that wants to like shit on you, so you can always like revenge kill it if it's low, for example with the Seismic Toss or whatever. Well, Conkeldurr probably was a bad example, but you can like slower threats that want to speed creep Blissey, you can prevent it by running some speed because you don't have to invest in max HP all the time because the HP stat is so big. Obviously every time you run it you have to run physically defensive because this stat like 10 defense is so bad, but yeah, what can you do? Pretty hyped to use Blissey. I think it will put in a lot of work for me. Really hard to use. Next up I got this mon here, another Defog, another grass type, because I figured I was pretty weak to ground, and Whimsicott with pretty bad bulk overall. It's not the best switch into ground type attacks. I figured I want Lurantis. Also like doesn't share all weaknesses the Whimsicott has. Pure grass typing isn't too great, but it's not too bad either. Can shoot some nice hits like Earthquakes and 1000 Arrows from Zygarde. It's like a pretty sick Zygarde check if you look at it. That's contrary, obviously, which is a sick ability. I think it has higher special attack than Sapphira, which is nice. Obviously, the speed holds it back, but shouldn't be too rough. Like you can always learn like Leaf Storm Synthesis, Defog, and then like Hidden Power Fire or Hidden Power Ice, whatever you need. Maybe you can run Knockoff, which is nice. Like Knockoff on defensive monsters is always nice to cripple stuff on the switch in. I don't think a lot of guys know what Lurantis does, so it's kind of cool to have it. Like they will probably switch it sometimes on a Knockoff or so. They don't scout for the moveset, they just think like maybe I want to try to spam Leaf Storm. I can run some nice support sets, obviously, with some Toxic set or so. They also get Superpower in this generation, so you can run the physical setup move. At +1/+1 it's pretty bulky. You can run like Rest Talk Superpower and another coverage move, which with like max depth that makes it really hard to break if you want to do that, or like just Aromatherapy Synthesis, Superpower Leaf Blade or so. Which makes it really fun and really hard to break, obviously. Yeah, it doesn't have like the best move pull, obviously, especially in the special side. You basically just get Leaf Storm and then a hidden power of your choice. But that this didn't hold back Serpedra at all in any generation, so it shouldn't hurt Lurantis at all either. So a pretty solid mon, like solid overall build, solid stats overall, and yeah, bad speed, but we don't care about speed. We have got some speedy mons. We got Tailwind obviously if we want to. So this is nice. Definitely a cool mon, and like fits on my team fairly well. I'm like, I can say that. I think so. Yeah, really enjoying it. I used it once on like in an OU battle or so where Maddie Brawl gave me a cream squad with a cream team with Lurantis and Comfy and shit like that. It was super fun to use, but one that can put in, it's someone that can put in quite some work in the right matchup for sure. Next up, I finally drafted the Ground Immunity, which is nice to have. I really didn't know what I want from tier 4. I haven't drafted tier 4 yet, I think. And I really want another support mon, another fat mon, a mon that resists ground. I contemplated drafting Rely support because spikes are life, but I decided to grab Yuxi instead. Sick bulk overall as well. Really appreciate wish support from Rashi or Blissey. Another rocker, another T-Wave user. Dangerous car, Minesweeper if played correctly. Great speed for a defensive mon, which is pretty nice to have. Like usually if mons are fat like Pex or Blissey, they are usually pretty slow, but young Uxie here, pretty weak offensively obviously, but 6 speed allows it to like T-Wave stuff, cripple stuff, and then go from there. Foul play obviously a nice move for it versus physical attackers. Another cleric with heal bell, great coverage with like Grass Knot, Psychic, Ice Punch, Knockoff, U-Turn, also gets Memento, Shadow Ball obviously, like pretty solid overall. This mon sadly doesn't get Ice Beam like its two brothers, but yeah, you can work around that I think. Definitely a mon that I will enjoy using for sure. I have never used Ux yet. I drafted Azelf back in the day and I used Mesprit a couple of times, but Ux is like I think the best of these mons. Like even though it's kind of passive, but like just so hard to take down, so annoying. Like you really need to toxic it. You need to knock off its lefties. You need to chip it down turn by turn to like finally beat it because the books are just so stupid on this mon. So Uxie, very solid mon for sure. I'm definitely hyped to use that. And next up, I finally drafted a mon that was back in Gen 3. It was one of my favorite mons of all time. And I like, let me tell you a story. Like 12-year-old Aki was like chilling in the school all the time playing mons in the back row. Obviously, it was all about this Ruby life and Emerald and shit like that. And I decided, yeah man, there's this ice type cave there where the 7th gym leader is, I think. And you can get stuff like Lady there, and you can get stuff like Rain there. And then I looked up stuff in like old school and like a book or so where it tells you where to go in the game and shit like that. I don't know how you call it that. Anyway, and it told me Shiny Rain is pink, and I was like, whoa, I need this thing. So I decided to breed X and X and X. I bred over like 2,500 X, and no pink fat Rain pre-evo popped out of it, and I was sad. And now I have finally found the right team to draft Shiny Rain here, the MVP of the squad. Like, I finally get to use it. I think it's a pretty bad mon overall, but a mon that can put in quite some work. A nice meme pick in tier 5, and a fat mon that can wall some stuff on the mons can't. Obviously, nice fat water ice type. 8 times resist fire with the thick fit ability. Ice body if I run hail is nice. Oblivious is also cool, like so you can't be taunted. Thick fit, but thick fit is probably like the best best ability, so you can resist fire. Did I say 8 times resist fire? It obviously 8 times resist ice, but anyway, great stats overall. 110 base HP is nothing to sneeze at. Like 424 is nice. It's like Licky HP. Better bulk than Licky 2, I think, or roughly the same bulk. I think Licky has like 90 or 95 too. So definitely a fat mon that can choose some hits. Obviously weak to rocks, but I will cover my my rocks weakness with my mega pick. So you probably will know what it is already. But this Rain is like a nice market with like nice coverage, toxic, super fang, encore I think it gets, yeah. Gets belly drum if I want to pull off a sweep. Sadly, it doesn't get ice shot, which is kind of sad. But ice beam, blizzard, obviously surf, scald. I think no, it doesn't get scald. I don't know why, but it's stupid. I can just run surf. Belly drum is a nice move if I want to try to stun and stuff. Can run curse, like restore curse also can be pretty dangerous in the right matchup, especially like with the thick fat ability. Max death is super nice. So yeah, maybe I pull off some curse. Curse War Rain, we'll see about that, but overall a mod that I hope will come to a lot of games because it's just so cool. Like I love me some shiny War Rain. But you have to look at its pre-evo. I don't know what to call it. I mean, look at ice type mons where it is. Yeah, this mon like young Sweel, like if you make it shiny, like it's so cool. I was dying to get this thing, but back in Emerald or Ruby or whatever it was, but I never got this mon, and I'm super sad. But now I got War Rain here, Big Papa. I'm like super hyped that I have it. Like yeah, I could go on years and years about how great shiny War Rain is and what kind of great mon War Rain is. Like I think every playthrough I did in Ruby or Emerald, or every playthrough I did through Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, I always had a War Rain or Glalie. Like those were my two favorite mons from Gen 3, and I always used them. So this time, like after I won the chip with Mega Glalie, it's time to shine for War Rain in this league and win a chip for me too. So this is nice. And with the last pick, obviously, I was able to wait on this pick because nobody could draft a Mega from Tier 2 anymore, and I decided to get my boy Mega Sableye. I had this monster back in ITL Season 5, I think, maybe Season 4, I don't even know. But it's like pretty, no, it was Season 4, yeah, pretty sick mon. Just prevents rocks with its presence. Basically, you can always run Fake Out to get the first turn Mega out guaranteed, and like go from there. Like you can just switch it in on so many rockers that it easily beats by itself, by spamming Will-O-Wisp Recover, obviously, by knocking off, by going for a foul play, by setting up with Calm Mind and shit like that. Like I love Mega Sableye, man. I think it's a really underrated mon. Obviously, the core with Blissey and Toxapex is super cancer, especially if you add War Rain to the to the team. But yeah, people will have a lot of trouble breaking this core. Like War Rain, the nice glue to this defensive core, in my opinion, we've done quite some work there. But Mega Sableye, really nice mon, really dangerous. With Calm Mind, obviously, can be really tough to wear down if you like beat down opposing fairies. Then like it just sits there and beats stuff by itself. Obviously, you always have to like take care of your recover PPs, but yeah, that doesn't matter too much. And like if you can afford to run it like offensively with Calm Mind, it can be a sick win con on its own. Like such a good mon, like nice and fat, just sits there, prevents rocks with nice magic bounce, and then helps Volker on a sweep basically by knocking shit off. Like I think, how many knockoff users do I have? I have like Toxapex, get knockoff, nice Lurantis, nice Uxie, and now stab knockoff and Mega Sableye. This is nice. Also nice Pursuit Trapper, I think, does get Pursuit. It does not. Wow, this is sad. Why doesn't it get Pursuit? But yeah, no Pursuit Trapper then on the squad, but I don't mind. Get Sucker Punch though. Sucker Punch is cool. To like catch some stuff off guard, like a Mega Alakazam or so. It can wants to like spam Shadow Ball or so, versus a weak and say like just go for a Sucker Punch and end lives with it. So yeah, definitely should be fun to use. Why does this thing get Octazooka? Like this is sick. Wow, I'm definitely gonna use that. Like 50% chance to lower a target's accuracy by 1. Ooh, dodging them hits out here. Like definitely gonna use that. Snarl is also a nice niche move that it can use. Pretty fun. Torment is cool. Like it has so many support moves that are really cool. Like a lot of moves you can only use in like VGC, for example, Quash, which is like a pretty hype move, but yeah, probably can't run that in League format. That doesn't make sense. Like gets Mean Look 2 to like trap stuff. Gets Imprison if you don't want your opponent to use Recover. Also, like yeah, really makes it fun. Like definitely a cool mon. So Mega Sableye here, the last mon I drafted on the squad. So we had Rachi, Chompa, Voltex, Whimsicott, Cobalion, Blissey, nice Lurantis, Uxie, Big Papa, War Rain, and obviously Mega Sableye. So pretty heat squad in my opinion, like pretty fat but definitely should be fun to use. I'm really hyped for the season. I think we start in like January, and I will upload for this too. Like I will have like three leaks coming for you come January. Like this is gonna be rough. Like I don't know why I did this. Like 3 leaks is a lot. The last time wasn't 3 leaks. 3 leaks. I was always saying like never doing that again. But yeah, like months are live, so I have to do it. Gotta do it. Gotta give the people what they want, and like that's it. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely check out the other coaches. Bunch of NPL guys in there like Eric and Aaron, for example. Definitely chill group of people, and hopefully I get to stun on them with Young Wolverine. So thank you guys for watching, and catch you on the next video. See ya.